Hey guys, how's it going? Coach Scotty Walden, co-offensive coordinator, wide receivers coach here at the University of Southern Mississippi. Today we're going to start talking about our perimeter blocking. And so obviously that's the number one thing in our wide receiver job description that we've talked about. In our previous session, we talked about the job description that we have for our room. The number one thing is the block. And so we believe that that's the core to having an unselfish room and to making sure that we create explosive plays as well. And so I think when you got receivers on the perimeter that block and get after, they buy into the technique, and they have the mindset of wanting to go after and block, I think you could create some explosive plays. So today we're going to talk about how we win the perimeter, and some techniques and drill work that we utilize in practice to help our wide receivers steal yards. And so we're gonna look at that mainly in practice with a couple of game clips, and then in another session we're going to look at actually how we teach the receivers that are blocking and the receivers that have the football in their hands on the perimeter. So, but in this session, I want to focus mainly on how we drill, perimeter blocking and some core techniques, that we utilize. All right. So, starting out, so when we talk perimeter blocking, guys, everybody talks about you got to have a mindset, and that's people think that's 80% of it, and I think that as well. I think you definitely got to have a mindset, but I think there's some technique involved, some critical technique involved, that goes along, with perimeter blocking. And I think once that technique is understood, and you have a guy that has the mindset to want to get in there and mix it up, then I think you're going to have a recipe for success on the perimeter. Springing long runs in the run game, in the screen game, and stealing yards. Again, we talk about, if you viewed some of the previous episodes, previous sessions we've had in this wide receiver system, we've talked about, having a mentality of team forward. And so whenever our skill guys get the football on the perimeter, it is their job, to get our program 4 yards. All right. So that's what you're going to hear me say a lot. That's what is going to be the mindset when we have the ball on the perimeter. But also we got to block in order for our guy, to be able to spring and get 4 yards. So let's start out from the bare bones. So the number one thing that we're going to do, when we start out every Tuesday practice, and even Wednesday practice, we're gonna always start on the 2-man sled. I'm a big believer in this. I think it's a mentality thing. I think it's also a technique thing. We don't spend 10 minutes on the sled, all right? But we're going to get on that sled, and we're going to start, each week on that sled, all right? We're going to develop that mindset there. We're going to come out. We're going to be physical, We're not going to coach receivers around here to be finesse and this, that. We're going to get after it, We want to coach them like linebackers, with that mindset, all right? And so now we're going to start this, with our 2-man sled drill, that we utilize. Now, again, it creates that mindset, but more importantly, all right, you've got technique, going along with this as well. So I'll let this run. So we're just moving this 2-man cropper sled, all we're doing, all right, guys, take a lot of pride in hitting this thing, and again, this is the way we start practice. Kind of gets that blood flowing. They're fresh. Get the energy right for practice. So a couple of coaching points, all right. So you can see right here, all right, with Neil McLaurin, I'd like for him to tighten that back leg up. It's no different on perimeter blocking than if we got like press coverage. We want to tighten that back leg up in our stance. But everything starts with a great stance. Now, the things that we're coaching and I'm looking for in this drill, number one, is shooting hands inside. I didn't say place. I didn't say wrap. I mean shoot. So one thing you're going to find, guys, when they initially get on that sled is they come off and they kind of like place their hands. And that's something I've really noticed with a lot of freshmen and new guys that I have when we go against the defense and they go to block. They, instead of shooting their hands, from their holsters, all right, they want to place their hands. So we want to act like our hands are our holsters, like we're about to quick draw somebody. Our hands are here. Now, obviously in our stance, our hands will be up, but as we approach a DB in a real setting, and our hands will be right here in our holsters, and we're ready to shoot. So all we're going to do is take our hands from our stance in this drill, and as soon as the ball snaps, bam, we're shooting. We don't want this, because we're not powerful, but when we shoot with our hands inside, now I'm utilizing the bench press. I'm utilizing my upper body strength, and the most important key component, is I am getting underneath that DB's pads. If I do this, he's going to naturally play lower than me. He's going to raise me and get penetration, because we tell our guys on the perimeter too, it's not just acceptable to just be on a guy. We want to get movement on that guy, because as a ball carrier, if I catch the football, and we're going to talk about this in a later session a little more, as I catch the football, I want to feel air. I don't want to feel, it's like if I caught this football and I feel this table right in front of me, okay, I don't feel good about that. But if I catch that football and I got nothing but grass, I'm feeling nothing but grass, okay, I know I can go get yards. I'm going to be explosive, okay? So we want to shoot those hands inside, thumbs go up, okay? That's a key coaching point as well. We don't want to block like this, okay? Because then we start to grab cloth, okay? We're not going to be as powerful, okay, as we grab that cloth and latch on right there. We want to get underneath that breastplate. We would love for one of those fingers to get underneath that breastplate. That's kind of the mindset. Happens very rarely, but if we can, that'd be fantastic. Okay, if we can get just one finger underneath that breastplate, and then we're going to grab cloth, and then that allows us to keep our hands inside, keep that DB close to us. The further he is away, okay, the further he is away right there, okay, the more the referee can see it. So we want to shoot, and we want to keep him in tight as we can. And we kind of think of it like this: the more, okay, the tighter he is to me, okay, right there, the more time that I'm giving, okay, to that ball carrier to make a cut, okay. And on the perimeter, okay, a key mindset deal for us on the perimeter is we want to time our blocks to the football, okay. So that's what we're talking about consistently, is timing our blocks to the football, okay. Now in this drill, we're purely focused on the technique, okay, of blocking another human being, okay, and blocking another DB. So right now, number one, shoot our hands inside. Thumbs go up, hands, okay, are going to grab cloth right there. Hands are inside though. They're not wide, and we are shooting and aiming at that breastplate, okay. Now, so you're going to see, boom, there's a shot, okay. It's a really nice job by Tim Jones. Hands are inside, thumbs are up. He didn't place his hands. He shot his hands, okay. Great job. Now, once we shoot those hands, okay, once we make contact, this is the second part of the drill, and probably the most important, because I think this is how a lot of guys get beat on the perimeter, okay, is their feet die, okay? So as soon as we shoot those hands, okay, inside on the perimeter, okay, we're going to bring our hips through to lift that sled, all right? So this is where our hang clean and our power clean, that's why we do these. That's why I tell the guys all the time, you think we just go in the weight room and do these lifts just to say we did them? No, we use those lifts in the weight room to apply to the field. Remember why you work out, okay? It's not just because, hey, we just want to say we went in the weight room and worked out. No, we work out to get stronger, okay, faster, all right, and we want to utilize, okay, what we built in that weight room on that football field, okay? So as I shoot, okay, I've shot my hands on that DB. Now I want to bring my hips through, okay? I want to uncoil, okay, the hips right there and bring the power with it. That's where the movement and the drive is going to come in. Now, the drive is going to be sustained, okay, by my feet moving, okay? If I shoot my hands and I bring my hips through, okay, and I don't move my feet, okay, I'm going to get an initial shock, but it's going to be a stalemate, okay, right there, all right? And I'm going to probably end up getting driven back because my feet are dead. But if my feet are moving, that sustains the movement, okay, right there, all right, on the DB. So, great job by Tim initially, okay? Shoots his hands, okay, on the DB, and now he's moving his feet. He's uncoiled his hips. You can see his hips. He's pushing, okay? He's uncoiled them. Really good job. Again, Neil's initial punch right there is not explosive, but he's not explosive with his initial punch because look at his base. Look at his base and his base, okay? His base is not, he's not explosive because he has no power in his base right there because his back leg is so far back, okay? But if you'll notice, once he gets going, he starts moving his feet, it gets better, and he uncoils his hips. But you can see right there, the power's coming right there from Tim because he's got a better base. Feet are moving, okay, he's pushing that sled. So these are things we're constantly talking about, okay? Shoot hands inside, run your feet on contact, good. Great hand placement, I can see. I like guys when they wear the gold gloves or white gloves in this drill because I can see where their thumb's at. All right, I've got the thumbs right there. Thumbs are up, hands are inside, I'm running my feet on contact, good. Okay, got a good stance, get low, again, too high. Way too high right there on the left side. No power, again, no base, no power. Okay, again, got to shoot my hands, got to uncoil the hips. Okay, got to shoot my hands and get ready to press out right there. Okay, again, this is a fast-paced drill. Okay, this is a fast-paced drill. We're not going to spend a ton of time here. I'm usually going to go through, when I start out early in fall camp or early in spring ball, I'm going to go through twice with everybody. Okay, then I'll start going through just one time. All right, but that's going to be where we set the tone. Okay, now the next drill that we're gonna talk about, okay, is our perimeter blocking MDM drill. Okay, now this is a specific drill when we have a game plan on or when we're working on blocking most dangerous man. Okay, but I want to kind of take that out of it real quick. All right, and I just want to talk about the base fundamentals. okay, that we're talking about here when we're actually blocking in space, okay? Now, we're going to end up working an MDM concept, okay, here in a minute, all right? Don't pay attention to that right now, okay? Let's just look at the base techniques we're going to utilize right here, okay? Starting with the outside receiver, okay? Right here, okay, Neil's going to have a great stance. Again, everything we do, we want to start in the shoot, okay? Depending on if we're playing a trap corner, okay, or a team that has a tendency to do that, okay, we'll take a hard inside step in order to cut that guy off, okay, but we want to make sure, okay, that we don't give you. One thing I tell these guys at outside receiver that I'm a firm believer in, okay, the number one place that you do not want to get beat on the perimeter. I really don't care what's going on, whether it's an inside run, an outside run, a screen, especially if it's an outside run or screen, okay, but I go ahead and give a blanket statement for the outside receivers. This dude right here knows he cannot get beat inside. That's the number one deal because we believe, okay, if that DB, that corner beats us inside, that's where the pick sixes happen, and that's where the big time hits happen on a slot receiver or running back. That's where you get beat. If this guy beats me outside, then guess what? Okay, we're just going to turn and pin him, and the ball carrier's got to make a cut. But if we get beat inside, we could pin him and we could get outside of it, but we're risking a lot. Because if he beats us here, we're still going to be safe. We're not going to get pick six. Okay, well, our ball carrier on the perimeter is going to end up getting vertical. But if he spikes right there, we have a potential to get pick six, a potential to give up a big time shot on one of our ball carriers. So we want to protect inside first. So that he is cognizant of that, especially when screens or outside runs are called. He's very, very, very cognizant of that. Okay, so he knows he cannot get beat inside. All right, and he's always going to check that, okay? Even if we know we're playing a cover 4 team, a cover 3 team, we're always going to peek that. We're not going to fall asleep on that, okay? That's something we're always cognizant of, okay? Now, as we take our inside step, okay, to make sure that we're protected against that spike, okay? And you see these guys getting out the shot for you, okay, right there. All right, we're going to take that hard inside step to make sure, okay, that we're to make sure that he's not triggering. Once I know that he's not triggering inside, I'm going to work vertical. Okay, so we just call that step a protection step. Okay, we're going to take a protection step inside to make sure, okay, that DB doesn't spike inside. Then we're going to go get vertical on him if he doesn't spike. Okay, now, once I'm in that position right there, okay, so the first phase is our initial steps. And I'm talking outside receiver only right now. Okay, our initial steps. We got a great stance. Okay, boom. I'm taking my protection step. Make sure that he does not spike. Okay, he doesn't spike. I'm going to go get vertical on that corner. Now, second phase. Okay, once I get within 4 yards, okay? Once I get within 4 yards, we're going to utilize what we call the creep technique, okay? The creep technique, all right? One thing that guys usually day one of spring ball, day one of fall camp, the first thing they do is when they go get on that DB, they just run. They're running so full speed, they think they're getting off the ball, and that's great. We want our guys to get off the ball. I'm not saying that, but they get off the ball, and then they're running right by the DB. We have to come to balance at some point if we're ever going to have a shot to block, okay, those DBs. If we run up on a very athletic space player, he's going to dip and rip and go right by us, okay, and go make a play. So we have to understand the creep technique. The creep technique, okay, means I'm going to begin my creep, all right, within 4 yards of that DB. But here's the key coaching point. It is not sit and wait, okay? We don't want that. That's the one thing you're going to have to coach out of your guys and get hammered in day one. Okay, if we sit and we wait, we're going to absorb. We want to be, again, we play offense. We are on the attack. We deliver the blow, not the defense. Okay, so we're not going to sit there and just, hey, wait for these guys to give me a shot right here. Okay, we take that protection step. We're creeping vertical. Okay, so as I'm creeping, I'm closing ground. Okay, I'm under control and I've come to balance. Okay, and then the frame of reference I give them, or the kind of metaphor you give them, all right, is to sit in the chair. Okay, so as I'm creeping, I'm sitting in that chair, just like I'm sitting down at a desk. Okay, I've got my hips low. I'm in a squat position. My butt is down. Okay, my chest is up. Okay, and I'm creeping. All right, I'm sitting in that chair. All right, so you notice Neil right here. Okay, he's creeping. See him right there? Boom. He's creeping. He's come to balance. He's creeping. Okay, and he's sitting in that chair. No different if he was sitting in the meeting room right now. He's a 6'3" guy. Okay, so he's sitting down in the chair right now. Okay, so that's phase 2. Okay, then phase 3, all right, is going to be where we go back to the sled drill. Okay, once we smell that corner's breath, that DB's breath, okay, we're going to shoot our hands inside, okay, and then we are going to run our feet on contact, okay. The next thing, okay, is going to happen. So you can see there's the shot. Let's get to this first. Here's the shot, okay. again, I don't like, again, we're kind of brother-in-law on it right here. I want his feet to be moving. Get on contact. Good job at the end right there. But again, move your feet, man. When you got to have hot feet when you get, okay, contact with that DB and you're trying to get that movement right there, okay? Now, the last phase, okay, two things are going to happen. And I'm going to elaborate on one of them when we talk about how to coach your guys once the ball is already on the perimeter, okay? I'll talk about that in another session. But the last phase, okay? All right, so we've got our initial steps, okay? We've got our creep, okay? Phase 2. Phase 3, we're going to shoot our hands inside, run our feet on contact, okay? Thumbs are up, okay? We're trying to grab that breastplate. All right, then phase 4, one of two things is going to happen, okay? A, and I'm going to touch on this in a later session, okay? I want you guys to check it out, okay? When we have our hands inside, A, we might have just blocked this dude perfect. We got it going on, okay? So we're engaged with that defender. The ball carrier is coming, okay? And then we talk about feeling the blur, okay? So as I feel the blur, okay, of that ball carrier out of my peripheral vision, I feel that blur. You'll have a natural feel. As you begin to feel the blur, let go, okay? Because, and I'll show you a few clips, again, in another session where we got key holding calls because we've held on too long on the perimeter. It's about timing your blocks to the ball and knowing when the job is done, okay? Once you feel the blur out there of that ball carrier, you got to let go, okay? And if that ball carrier ends up getting caught, by the time you feel the blur and you let go of that DB and he goes and tracks him down, then hey, kudos to him. We probably got the wrong guy carrying the ball. We should be able to sprint past that cat, okay? So, but then the second thing, okay, that we're going to touch on, and we've hit on it in a previous session if you've seen it, talking about our focus point drills. Okay, one big focus point drill for us on the perimeter is run the number. Okay, so the second thing that can happen is I get beat. Okay, so let's just say right here, Neil. Okay, let's say like right here, let's say Neil. Let's say it was an outside run and Neil's getting out leveraged right now. Okay, once he knows he's in a position, okay, that moment where he knows I'm losing this battle, my feet have died. Okay, I no longer have a great position. My feet have died. We're going to rip the inside arm and run to the outside number. So this kid right now has got jersey number 23 on. We're going to run to that 2, okay, right there. Run to the outside number because we know we're beat. Okay, if we continue to do this, we're gonna get a holding call. Especially if we keep running out there and we do this, we're just gonna get a holding call. Okay, our arms are extended. We're grabbing cloth. They're throwing it every time. Okay, if those hands are inside, we're good to go. Okay, and again, it's all about hand placement. All right. So if I've got my hands inside and I begin to lose the battle, I might be running my feet and this guy's he's booking it. He's whooping my tail. Okay, then I'm gonna take this inside arm. Okay, and I'm gonna rip through and run that number. All right, and then the ball carrier is now gonna have a cut. Okay, that he can make back vertical for me. Okay, so that's the coaching points. Okay, that we use on the perimeter. Now in the slot. Okay. The slot receivers, to me, those are some of your smartest guys, man, because those guys are like quarterbacks. They got to deal with nickels, safeties, Mike backers. They got to understand leverage. They got to be great at the point of attack, especially not only in your routes, but especially on the perimeter. Okay, so now we've got an apex nickel right here we're working against, okay? We have to understand two things are very critical for this guy. Not that they're not for this guy, but this guy, two things are very critical. Is it an inside run or outside run? Okay, and again, I've said it before. I like to tell my guys what the run game scheme is, just because I'm a ball junkie and I love to kind of give that to the guys. Hey, this is GT counter, this is GY, this is split zone, you know, all that stuff. And so again, some guys take to it, some guys just like, coach, tell me if it's inside or outside run. Okay, and that's fine. But the main thing I need them to know is this an outside run? Is this an inside run? Okay, what is it? All right. So right here, Tim Jones, okay, he knows right now, okay, that we're working. Okay, an outside run. Okay, we're trying to work outside half a man. Okay, so that means when I tell him, okay, we're working outside half a man, that means, okay, if you cut that guy in half, all right, I want your face mask, okay, on his outside half. Okay, so if we say outside half a man, we're blocking for outside run, we're working that outside half. Okay, if we say inside run, we are going to dig out. Okay, the inside half a man right there. Okay, so we're working inside half a man, outside half a man. Okay, so we ought to be working, okay, this outside shoulder, okay, right there, all right? Okay, so boom. All right, now, key coaching point for both guys, okay, for both guys. And this is something that I think you got to hammer home time and time again, okay, because I see it all the time. Our guys do it, their brain slips, and they do it all the time. But this is the number one way that I think you lose a battle on the perimeter fast, okay? is when you're in that creep technique and you get to smelling that DB's breath and you are about to engage, okay? And as you go to engage, okay, you have to keep your shoulders square, okay? Huge coaching point, okay? If my shoulders turn, okay, I've now opened the gate and I've given that DB a short edge, okay? If I give that DB a short edge, okay, he's going to knife in there and make the play. So regardless of what's going on, regardless if you're taking a bad step, you're not, let's say it's an outside run, you're working inside half a man instead of outside half a man. Let's say you mess up. I don't care what it is. You have to keep your shoulders square. And so the rule I always say is keep your shoulders as square as they can for as long as they can. Keep your shoulders as square as they can for as long as they can, okay? So as my shoulders are square, okay, this guy has to go through me. Make your guy, okay, have to go through you to make the tackle. If he does that, okay, hey, we'll shake his hand after the game. All right, but as long as we're not giving this guy a short edge like this, and where he can run and tackle the ball carrier. And one thing I tell our receivers too, especially the slots, sometimes we got to go crack mics and stuff like that. We get in that position and we keep our shoulders square. And we're going against a superior guy, just die a slow death. That's all I tell them. Die a slow death. If you lose the battle, let that guy run you over, great. Your guy didn't make the play. And at the end of the day, that's what I judge these guys on. That's what I talk to them about. Did your guy make the play? If your guy touched our ball carrier, okay, he made the play. You did that. Okay, you got to always finish fit. I want, when we do this in practice, we talked about our production chart, okay? Our production chart, it's a lack of effort and it's a technique bust. If our guys on a run play, if this dude ends up where the ball is, the bottom line, okay, the whistle could be blown. If he's not in between him and the ball, okay, at the end of the clip, all right, then we have an issue, all right. I want to make sure our guys understand that, okay. Do not let them get to the football, okay. Their top pursuit drill, don't let them do that, okay. Be a pest out there, all right. But a good job by Tim Jones right here, okay. He's working outside half a man. I just want him to keep those shoulders square. I don't want him to go attack like this. Because, again, that's where that short edge happens. He might knife and make that play. So as I go to get inside half man, bam, I'm working here with my shoulders square. Okay, run your feet on contact. Good right there. Okay, run your feet. I would love right here if you run the number. Once he starts to kind of get that, lose that edge, run that number. Dip and rip, run that number. Okay? See a couple more. Okay, again, just two bad hand placement right here. We're not shooting our hands. We're throwing them. Okay, we got to shoot our hands. Okay, use good technique right there in the slot. Okay, good protection right there. Okay, on the outside. Okay, good job protecting inside. Hands inside. Okay, run good right there. Okay, run my feet on contact. Run my feet on contact. All right, going back now. This was a particular team. Okay, to where they would trigger down their safeties. Okay, and we wanted to make sure we were working MDM. This is something usually I work early in the week. I'm always going to get some type of MDM drill in there just in case. That's something we want to look at each week. All right. So as we look at this, okay, our outside receiver right here, okay, is obviously programmed to number one. Okay, our corner. Okay, if his corner bails, okay, and the safety triggers, he can take that safety. He's got every right to do that. Okay. Now, as that safety comes down, okay, so we're taking our protection step. We're assuming, the way I tell them is, we're assuming, okay, blocking the corner. Unless he doesn't show. That's it. Simple as that. We're assuming we're blocking the corner unless he doesn't show. If he doesn't show, he bails. Okay, somebody's replacing him. Could be a safety. All right, 9 times out of 10 it is. Okay, he comes down. Okay, we're going to keep our shoulder square right there. All right, and we're going to play ball. Okay, so we'll incorporate most dangerous man drill into this, okay, again, as need be right here. And again, some of our screens are default NDM, some of our perimeter run blocking, okay, some of it is default NDM, some of it's not, some of it's just programmed, hey, we're staying on this guy, okay, but that's just each week. Good, really good job right here. So Trevor Terry, really good job. Watch his feet are active, man. They're active. That's a great job. Feet are active. He's sitting in the chair. He's creeping. Okay, he's creeping, he's under control, and his shoulders are square. I can't ask for nothing more. Finish the drill. Okay, good job right there. Okay, really nice job. All right, so you'll see some of these techniques applied. This is what we call our W drill. We do first day of pads. Okay, the receivers and DBs are right here. Okay, so we'll pay attention to those cats. All right, so right here, okay, pretty good base and a good job. Right now, I feel like we're in good position because we got our hands inside. That's the leverage game. Tell our guys all the time, the lower man wins in football. the lower man wins in football. I have not seen the high guy win in football. The lower man always wins. Okay, that's a good job right there. Now, Neil's about 6'3", okay, and I know his helmet is higher than our DBs right there, but what he's got is he's got his hands inside, okay, and that is going to control that defensive back, okay. Really nice job right there. I mean, great job. And what makes this better, everybody's going to pay attention to his hand placement, great, phenomenal. Okay, but watch his feet the whole time. His feet are working. Man, they are working. They are working. They are working. They are working. All right. We don't want that DB to be able to get off blocks. Okay, great job right there. Great clip. All right, we got a young freshman right here. Okay, going in the big boy group. Okay, so right here, he's got a good base. I like what he's doing. Pick your hands up though. You see how his hands are so low? Get your hands to your chin. Okay, right there. All right, and you see this DB, they're trying to beat you now. You know, the one thing that our guys know is when you get engaged with a DB, they're not trying to sit there and look. Okay, they're trying to chop your hands and go. Okay, so we got to be strong at the point of attack. Okay, strong at the point of attack. Great job. Okay, and we talk about all the time. Major effort corrects minor mistakes. Okay, major effort will always correct minor mistakes. Okay, so you can see right here because his hands are low. All right, now I like his pad leverage. It's lower than that DB's, but his hands are so low that DB he's gonna get hands on him first all day long. Okay, so he gets his hands on him first. All right, as opposed to us stopping our feet, we keep running our feet and we keep working right there. That's a good job. At least give the ball carrier an avenue right there. At least give him a cut. Okay, and I like guys on the perimeter to play with the edge, man. I like guys that mix it up. Okay, we tell our receivers all the time we want to be pests. Okay, we want to touch a DB. Hit a DB every play. We want him to know we're there. Okay, now, the one thing I don't like is we're absorbing this, okay? But Jordan keeps fighting. Hand position, not great. He's in trouble right now. Okay, the DB is playing lower than he is, okay? Because Jordan's hand is outside and he's giving ground. He's backing up already, okay? But a good job, okay, of continuing to keep my feet hot and not give up on the play right there. And again, the DB gives up on the play. He doesn't give up on the play. Okay, it's a great job right there of having those hands side, continuing to work. That's all it takes right there. That's good. That's it. Good. That's what we want. Okay, we want to be a pest. We want to get those guys fired up. Again, we want to be the guys that bring the attack. Okay, right there. That's a great job. Guys, get me fired up again for football. It's a fun drill. All right. Okay, right here. Good base start now. Okay. Whoa, we're in trouble. We're in trouble right now. He already knows. Okay, great job by that DB playing lower than we are. He's got his hands all over us. We went immediately to the shoulders. Okay, and what we say too, guys, is if we shoot those hands inside and we miss, okay, we got to reposition those hands. Okay, like if my left hand is good, my right hand might be on this dude's outside arm. Yeah, I gotta work to reposition as I keep my feet hot and I'm working. I gotta work to reposition to see if I can regain the leverage. Okay, it's like being in a UFC fight. Okay, I'm down the ground, they're repositioning, trying to gain leverage on each other. We're grappling up, man. We're trying to regain that leverage right there. Okay, so initially we're bad, but you see, okay, watch his right arm. Great job, and he's been preaching this for 2 years now. Okay, so he knows it. Hands in a bad position. He repositions. Now he's got a chance. Okay, now he's got a chance at the leverage right there. Great job. Hands are inside. He's running his feet on contact. Great job right there. Okay? Great effort. Great effort. Now, we don't want to go to the ground on the perimeter. Okay? Again, play with that edge, man. I love it. Play with that. Bring the fight to them. Okay, but one key coaching point, okay, and again, I don't, it's hard for me because I want our guys to play physical, but anytime you go to the ground on the perimeter, typically it's going to be a holding call. Okay, and I'll show you a clip in a later session where that happened to us, and it irks you because you want you guys to finish blocks. Okay, but on the perimeter, if you finish blocks on the perimeter, you're probably going to get the flag. So again, that's what I'm going to coach this kid on. Is I love everything that you're doing. Okay, but at all costs, do not go to the ground. Do not bring him to the ground because we're going to get the flag. Okay, that doesn't mean don't play with effort. You play with effort, but you play smart. Okay, you play smart. Okay, really nice job right there. Really nice job. Okay, we're right here. Okay. Looks like a good base right now. Okay, got a good base. All right, there as you can see, my left hand is too high. Okay, that worries me right now. Okay, that worries me, but my feet are live. Okay, again, we talk about all the time. Major effort corrects minor mistakes. We get dragged to the ground. Okay, but we keep playing. We keep fighting right there. Okay, keep working. All right, that's good. Okay, nice job continuing to fight. Okay, now, one thing we talked about a minute ago is reposition those hands. This happens, okay, a decent amount as well. DBs do a good job when you go to shoot those hands, okay, of throwing your hands off, right? Well, as soon as that happens, you see it happen to Bear right here. Okay, boom, my hands are gone. Okay, boom, my hands are off now. I got to reposition. Okay, I got to reposition now. All right, so now I've got to fight to reposition. My hands are away from a guy in space. I got to be under control. I should already be in my creep because I'm so close to this dude. Okay, I'm already in my creep. Okay, and I've got to find, okay, the inside, okay, the inside pad, that breastplate, okay, that DB, okay, right there. He misses, okay, but again, a great job of fighting and getting back in the fight. It's probably going to be a block in the back right here. Probably going to be a hold, but I love the effort, okay, playing with your feet, okay, right there at the end, right there as he gets beat. He's trying to play with his feet and try to get to run that number. But man, again, he could have prevented that by getting locked on, shooting those hands inside and locking on, okay, before all this happened. Okay, so a couple clips of it right here. Okay, great job. You're gonna see a now screen to our number 3 guy stacked. Okay, 2 really good jobs right here by our tight end Jay Sean Washington a couple years ago and Neil McLaurin. Okay, so you're gonna see Jay Sean right here. Okay, his hands are inside. He's in great position. Now the other thing is too. Okay, this is kind of you got to have a good balance to this. Okay, this guy is about 2 yards in front of me. Okay, he's about 2 to 3 yards in front of me right now. I ought to be in my creep phase right now because he's so tight. But here's the kicker. Okay, here's the thing we have to realize. Okay, just because I'm going to be in my creep does not mean I do this and absorb. Okay, we talked about that vertical creep. We are still getting off the ball. Okay, so as I come off that ball, boom, I'm coming off vertical, and then I'm creeping. And you see Jay Sean, I think, does a good job right here. He takes that step. See how he's under control, but he's going forward. That's what you want. He's coming off the ball. He's not just sitting there because we tell this guy, you have got to give him space. Okay? If you sit there and wait, it's going to trigger him. And when it triggers that nickel, okay, that DB, and again, if he blocks, it's going to trigger that safety, that too high safety, especially in quarters. Okay? That is going to create less room for our ball carrier because now you're going to get pushed back naturally because you're absorbing. Okay, we don't want to absorb. We want to go attack. Okay, that's a great job. You can see, bang. Tim's got about a good, 1, 2, 3, call it 4 yards. Okay, in between Jay Sean and when he catches the ball, that's enough space. That's all space we need. We just can't have a 2 yard or 1 yard space to where I catch it. I'm feeling all that right now. Okay, nice job. Again. I don't care if this guy's a depth. I don't care. I've been fooled before. I don't care if he's a depth. I don't care if he's tight. We're always going to protect inside. Okay, we're always going to be cognizant of that. All right, so great job right here by Neil. He's protecting inside first. Then he's in his creep. He's probably creeping a little early. Okay, I think that's kind of what gets him here in a little bit. But if he comes off that ball, okay, and then begins to creep now, okay, which he already is. He started creeping a little too far away, but he's sitting in the chair. Great job. He's under control. He's in his creep. He's sitting in the chair. All right, shoot it again. You see right there. I want to, don't worry about trying to get that dude's hands off. Shoot those hands on his breastplate. You aim at that breastplate. Okay, but again, he repositions the hands. Good job. Okay, repositions the hands, and at least that's enough right there to slow him down for our receiver to get around the corner. Okay, and make a big play. Okay. Okay. We're going to talk about up top right here, okay? Pretty good job by Quez Watkins right here, okay? Coming off the ball, okay? Again, I would like to see him come off the ball just a little, just with a little more urgency to kind of get that guy to back up. But good job right here, okay? Of staying square, all right, and then trying to work to run that number, okay? And we showed this in our focus point cut up as well, but it's a good clip, okay? The other thing I want you to see is the creep, okay? Now, the one thing I want to coach up, okay, is when he creeps, he stops his feet. Got to be careful of that, okay? When he gets in that creep phase, I'm creeping vertical and I'm moving those feet, man. I'm not sitting there waiting, okay? I'm not sitting there waiting. Now, he gets engaged. He realizes he loses leverage, goes to try to run the number, okay? Now, the other coaching point, we'll touch on this later as well, guys, okay? He knows when the job is done. He feels the blur. Right there, let go. Okay, let go. All right, job is done. Okay. All right, looking up top right here. Okay, so here's a good look at what we would call an MDM situation. Okay, to where we've got an outside run to us, and we feel like the safety spin. We're going to crack that. Okay, right here in this particular scheme. All right, so right here, okay, we're going to crack. All right, one thing I would like right here, okay, is the push crack as opposed to just going and cracking right there because again, I did a poor job coaching this. is if I go right now, it should trigger that corner or crack or place. So we want to make sure that we get a good, at least 3-step push and then go get that guy. Okay, we want to aim, okay, all right, at his outside shoulder pad. And that's a pretty good job getting on him. Okay, but it's a good job right there, I think, okay, of getting under control. Okay, and not just lunging and throwing like I think some of those days are over. I wish we could do that stuff, but you can't go in there and just throw your body in there. You're gonna get a penalty every time, and you're gonna miss. Okay, and just to be honest, while I'm talking about that, I'm not a huge believer of cutting on the perimeter. We don't do a lot of that. I tell our guys we're gonna stay up block, and I just think that's, again, I've seen guys go try to cut and they miss, and the guy gets up, makes a play. I'm just not into that. I'm into to being physical on the perimeter and using technique, okay, and making those guys run through us to go make plays, prove that they can do that. All right, okay, so right here, good job being under control. Again, good fight right there. The best part about this is the running the feet on contact. He's in the mosh pit right now. Okay, he's in the mosh pit, but great job running his feet on contact. Okay, right there, really nice job. Okay, now this is this is a great physical clip. Okay, but I put this on here for this reason. Okay, you got to play with technique. Okay, you have to play with technique. Again, this is not what we want. Okay, we designed this play. We wanted to try to pick off, okay, a guy, but we did not want to earshot and take him to the ground because we're going to get the call. Okay, leaning with our, we're not using our technique right here. We're throwing our shoulder. Okay, we're throwing our helmet. Okay, but what I like though is that at least he's under control coming off the ball to where he can be in a position to make a play. But now right here, we got to use good technique. Okay, that guy's coming to me. Draw the charge. Draw the charge right there. You don't lean in there and throw your helmet. We're going to get the flag every time. Okay, draw the charge. All right, be physical right here. Okay, where I've got a great base. Okay, shoot my hands on contact. Okay, all right, right there, and see if I can't draw that charge. And the ball carrier, we just got to understand right here, we got a football play because, all right, as soon as we time our block to the ball right here, okay, that ball carrier is going to be gone. He's going to be out. He's out leveraging guys. Okay, now again, these guys are pretty dang good. They're going to run and make plays. But you can see right here, if we've got our fast guy on the perimeter, that's a positive gain. Okay, but we get a penalty because we didn't use good technique right there. Again, I don't question my man's effort right here. The technique's got to be there. Okay, so we got to again adjust to the rules and adapt to those rules. Okay. So these are what we utilize, okay? These are what we utilize in our perimeter. These are the techniques, okay, and the drills that we utilize, okay, to teach our guys perimeter blocking techniques, okay? I hope you got something from this and hope you can take it with you. Again, phase 1, we're going to talk about our steps, okay? We're going to make sure that we take great steps, protect inside of the outside receiver, inside receiver. We're going to make sure we take great footwork in order to get inside or outside half a man, okay? We got to understand that. Number 2, okay? We're going to get into that creep phase, okay, within 4 yards, all right? Number 3, we're going to shoot our hands on contact, okay? We're going to shoot our hands inside, run our feet on contact, and then phase 4, we're either going to run the number, all right, or we're going to feel that blur and know when the job is done right there, okay? So those components are all going to make up, okay, not only having that mindset, but using great technique on the perimeter, okay, to help your guys steal yardage, all right, when you're throwing perimeter screens, or you're running any type of outside run, all right, we want to find a way to steal hidden yardage, okay, out there, all right, and turn a 4-yard gain, 3-yard gain into an even bigger one, okay, right there. Thanks for your time, guys. Appreciate it. Looking forward to talking to you guys in further sessions.